Sonnet 73 by William Shakespeare. That time of year thou mayest in me behold, when yellow leaves, or none, or few, do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold, bare ruined choirs, where late the sweet birds sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such day as after sunset fadeth in the west, which, by and by, black night doth take away, death's second self, that seals up all in rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the deathbed whereon it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest, which makes thy love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long.
That was really well done. Sonnet 73, recited by Anne Notice Viking. I hope that's how you say her name. Before I shut this down, I would like to draw your attention to the weeping willow tree. I think it's a nice touch in the video because the poem is by William Shakespeare, and it's about the time in his life when he is passing. So the weeping willow tree, the weeping will. It's a nice touch. So today we'll be learning about thesis writing, and we'll go over the goal of today's lesson is to analyze. This will be a review of Sonnet 73. Write a thesis, create an outline. Okay, what is a thesis statement? It's the main ideas you'll be writing about. Write informative, explanatory texts to examine and convey complex ideas, concepts, and information through effective selection, organization, analysis of content. Introduce a topic, organize complex ideas. So what I've done here is mark up the text. This is called a close read of the text. I've underlined important ideas and circled vocabulary ideas I may not understand, highlighting things that are important to me. By the end of the lesson, hopefully these ideas will be clearer to you. Here, convey complex ideas, concepts, information is to identify the theme and give details about it. Sonnet 73. So there are 3 quatrains and a couplet. The poem is written in iambic pentameter. This is an unstressed and a stressed syllable. There's 5 feet of unstressed and stressed syllables, 5 meters or feet of iambic rhythm. So that time of year thou mayest in me behold, when yellow leaves or none or few do hang. So the whole poem is written like that, except for bare ruined choirs are 3 stress syllables, and this brings attention to the poet as a tree in autumn with no leaves, and where late the sweet bird sang, the birds are no longer in his branches. The birds represent song, so the poet is having a difficult time writing poetry. There's not much song left in him. It's a beautiful rendering of the sonnet art, and that's why Shakespeare is still well loved today. It's Quatrain 1. I've annotated the poem. This is my close read of the poem. Somewhat close read. I didn't highlight or circle, underline, but I did annotate. It's autumn, the branches are empty except for a few leaves and the birds are gone. This will become the topic sentence of your second body paragraph. Quatrain 2, it's twilight, time of day, after sunset, night closes around everything which is death. That's the topic sentence of your second body paragraph. The time of year, this time of year in his life is like a burnt out fire. That is a third body paragraph. And your conclusion will be his thanking his patron, appreciating him now before he dies. Okay, this poem is written to someone, thou, and thou mayest in me behold is speaking to someone. There's a lot of controversy about who Shakespeare is speaking to and who William Shakespeare is. My point of view is that he's writing to the people that supported him in his life, person or people that supported him, and that they are still supporting and appreciating him now even more before he dies. Who knows, maybe they gave him a lot of money, and he is thanking them for that. The poem has a rhyme scheme of A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, G, G. Behold is A, cold, that's A. Hang, sang is B, day, away is C. E, west, rest, F, fire, expire, G, lie, by. I missed something somewhere. This should be GG. A, ABBA, ABBA, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, G. E, F, G, G. Okay. Tag is the strategy we're going to use to introduce the topic and write a topic sentence for the paper. This is your first paragraph. So far I've been discussing the body paragraphs. Title, author, genre. We don't want you to start your paper by answering the question. This poem is about death. Okay, I want you to introduce what you're writing about. Title, Sonnet 73, author, William Shakespeare, literary tradition that you're writing about, or genre is poem. So you're going to put it together as a introductory sentence. In the poem, Sonnet 73 by William Shakespeare, the speaker tells his patron that he appreciates the attention he has been receiving in his last years of life. Starting your paper becomes much easier if you use the content that you're writing about to start your introduction. Another strategy, this is how you introduce your point of view. Subject that you're writing about, the opinion for your subject, and the reasons that support your opinion. The speaker is telling his patron that he appreciates the attention he has been receiving in his last years of life. Okay, that's my hypothesis or opinion of what my point of view of what the poem is about. The speaker compares his life to 3 passing times. And the reason that I'm giving this point of view and opinion is that the first quatrain is about autumn, my first reason. My second reason is that the sun is setting 3 transient times during the last years of his life. And my third reason for the opinion that he's dying and giving thanks to his patron is about his life is like a fire that burns out. And the couplet says that you must love me now, you love me now more because I am dying. And you know that my time on this earth is passing. So let's put these sentences and our introductory sentence together. In the poem Sonnet 73 by William Shakespeare, the speaker tells his patron that he appreciates the attention he has been receiving in the last years of his life. Okay, that's tag. The speaker compares his life to 3 transient or passing times. That's my opinion. That's my point of view of what the poem is about. These hypothesis and opinion of what the poem is about. My reasons, examples from the poem. The first quatrain is about autumn, the second is about sunset, and the third is about a fire that burns out. 3 sections of the poem become my outline. 3 paragraphs. So if you go back to the annotated version, you see, from the beginning, I have chosen the 3 topic sentences as my 3 body paragraphs. How you arrange your paper depends very much on how you break down the material you're reading. This isn't the only way, but if I were to write a compare and contrast essay, then I would only have perhaps 2 topic sentences in my thesis. I could write 4 body paragraphs addressing 2 of those topics, but the number of topics in your thesis statement, topics, autumn, sunset, a fire that burns out, establishes the organization of your paper. In this case, 3 body paragraphs. Okay, so how did today's lesson help you with the learning goal? Write informative, explanatory text to examine and convey complex ideas, concepts, and information clearly and accurately through effective selection, and organization, and analysis of content. That should be making a lot more sense to you now. We have done all of those things. We introduce a topic, organize our ideas and concepts, make important connections and distinctions to write our paper. So now I'm going to put all this away and help you to organize your thoughts, your point of view, create your own thematic content so that you can create a thesis and outline your papers.